Hey, how yins doing? Today we are going to get a bridge going here. I've spent some time gathering some materials. We'll see if that is enough, and we'll see how well this recording session goes. I've got a bit of a headache. I've got a cat in my lap, and I've got a dog that's probably going to bark at some point and I'm going to have to yell at. So we'll see. Ooh, no, that's not what I want. Oh, I grabbed the wrong logs. I think for the floor of the bridge, I want to use the pale oak logs and poplar wood in between, or poplar planks. And I thought I had grabbed. Oh, and here's what I was talking about with the copper trapdoors. I think last episode I mentioned that. I don't know. I really had to cut a lot from last episode, unfortunately. Just lots of issues. Anyway, that's what the copper trapdoors look like once they start aging. I forget if this is the first stage or the second. Now, I don't have any copper, not copper. Oh, I don't have any pale oak logs. Okay, well, so much for being prepared. Maybe I just do strip logs and wood. That might work. Sorry, I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go help my dog. He's getting older, and unfortunately, sometimes he gets into a position where he can't quite get up on his own. So I had to help him out with that. And then, of course, no sooner does he get into a better position after I help him up, and he's barking at something or other, and he eventually decided to come inside on his own, which was helpful for me, for sure. And I went and grabbed my bed from my sort of tree cutting area over there. Make my life a little bit easier here. So, yeah. Not really sure, as always, what to talk about, as I'm sure you can hear my dog drinking water in the background. Sometimes I'm kind of jealous of, how some people have these, like, nice, clean recording rooms where there's no interruptions or or anything. Meanwhile, I've got nothing but that's okay. Wouldn't, hopefully, I can get a whole episode recorded, though, and it won't be a complete and utter disjointed nightmare. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the other day when I was sort of trying to figure out what kind of bridge I wanted to put in here, I was thinking of different stone bridges and whatnot, and I got to thinking, like, there is a kind of bridge that, they're not super common anymore, but they used to be pretty common in, I think, really all over the Northeast. Really anywhere that was, part of, like, the original colonies, I imagine. Although I don't know how far south you'd find these. But, yeah, wooden covered bridges. Usually they're red. That's why I got a bunch of mangrove. I think that'll be a nice shade of red. It'll be perhaps a little darker than most of the covered bridges I've at least personally seen, and most of the photos too. I think it would fit this area so well. I don't know why. I kind of associate them with fall, autumn, whatnot, which is perhaps a little amusing because the one that I've seen most in life, I don't know that I've ever actually been there in the fall, and that is the covered bridge at I think it's a state park, but it's McConnell's Mill, and that is north of Pittsburgh. I'm trying to remember exactly how I would go to get there. It's been a long time. I'm sure if anyone was really that interested, they could look it up. Yeah, I'm not going to replicate that one exactly, simply because I want to be able to look out, and that one is like fully covered. Also, I realized, I think last episode I kept complaining about not having iron. I do technically have a few ingots. And I also did make up one link of chain for the hay bale. Mostly just for the thumbnail of last episode. But yeah, I'll be excited to have this bridge done. I think it will look really cool. Well, I'm hoping it'll look really cool. I suppose it might look terrible. But this tree is gonna have to go. That's for sure. I'm going to do my best to, I don't know, I guess include more of the building. So, last episode I had pre-built the barn in Creative, and so I had like a bunch of screenshots like all over my screen, all around like the window I'm playing in and whatnot. But I had covered up at one point whenever I moved. I had covered up my OBS, which I can sort of estimate how much time I've recorded. And so I ended up recording like way too much, and it wasn't anything interesting worth hearing me talk about. So I just kind of did not include it. I don't know, maybe that was a mistake, but that's what I did. And so I kind of feel like the barn just kind of materialized without much, much watching me build it. I will confess, at this point in time, I don't know how the ends are going to look. I'll probably raise the ground to this level. I don't really want the covered portion to be, I guess, bigger than it has to be. Most of the covered bridges I've seen in person have been pretty small. Small, like, width-wise. I mean, they're all, like, single lane, if they even allow road traffic. I think the one at McConnell's Mill does, or it did at one time. I'm trying to remember the last time I was there, if it if they finally closed it to road traffic and made it pedestrian only. I'm hoping this, I don't know that I've done anything with the mangrove wood. I'm hoping that the wood itself looks good with the, oh yeah, I do like that. So even though it's not really strictly gray tones like my other buildings, I think it'll be fine because over here I do want to use more, I guess, lively things. So, you know, like the brick and trying to think of some other things I might build out of. I don't think I'll maintain that strictly gray that I've been doing on the farming side, agricultural side, rural side, whatever. And so this, by incorporating a little bit of both, and you know, maybe it's kind of like the transition from one to the other. I also am now thinking, I don't know how tall I want this to be. And I don't know, some of this might become like stairs or something just to give it some more detail. Actually, how many? Okay, I've got a few more logs. I'll probably end up having to like take a break and go farm some more logs. I guess at the front here, let's work out maybe like an internal structure, and then maybe I build more of that off screen. Let's see, maybe like that, and I also didn't bring any of the material for roofs, which is probably going to end up being a mistake. See, what I would like is to imply like a cross, like a diagonal beam, like a 45-degree beam that, you know, would be used to help support this structure. Unfortunately, I feel like just putting the wood like that, it just kind of makes it look like an arch, which isn't really what I'm going for, but the amount of space I would need to do it otherwise, I think would just take up too much, because I'd basically need to do that, and A, it looks really chunky, and B, that takes up a lot of space. I'd have to raise this up even more, but I kind of like this height as it is. Okay, so we will plan on just that in the corner, and I think that'll do enough to imply what I want it to look like. And then let's see, I'll probably have either a slab or a stair. Do I want to do slabs or stairs? I think slabs. I think I want it to be a gentler roof. So if I have a you know, upper half slab here, like on the other end of this, then there'd be one here, then here, then there. Okay, I think that'll work. So would it be here or here? Hang on, let me work that out again. So upper, lower, upper, lower, upper. I mean, that helped me work out which one's on The, okay, hang on. Here we go. Here we go. It's not the material I will use, but it'll give us an idea. Okay. Ooh. What if... Maybe that, but I don't strip it. Because I'll probably end up using deep slate again for the roof. I just feel like it's perfect roofing material, really. I think I'll use the tiles. Yeah, I think that'll work. I almost don't know if I want a full log across there. Do I want it to look thinner? Maybe I just put... What am I getting in there for? Yeah, that's enough. What if we just do that, and then I guess we strip. You know what? That one might actually look interesting stripped as well. Be like this pop of color along the ridge of the bridge, you know, the bridge roof. Okay. Boy, I can already tell that I have greatly underestimated how much mangrove I'm going to need. And mangrove is such a pain in the butt to get. I almost want that up one, I think. Sort of like implying a shallow arch, I guess. Not arch. I don't know the right terminology. I'm not a carpenter. It makes me wonder if it would look better like that. But then I feel like this looks like it's not connected to anything. You know what, I really need to grab the tiles. Okay, so I got the tiles, put them in place. That's what I'm thinking for the roof. But yeah, now I really don't like how that looks. What if we oop, that? Ooh, nah. Too thin. I just don't know if I want to put a whole plank. If I do that, okay, alright. What if we do here? Like so. Ooh. Okay. Alright, yeah. I like that. So I'll have to work out how what the spacing is on these. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can't wait to see what this is going to be like done. I think it's going to look so good. Okay, to prevent this from being a 3-hour video of me just building a simple little bridge, I'm going to work out the spacing for the supports and probably go ahead and get some of them in and make a determination on if I need to go collect more mangrove wood, which I'm 90% sure I will, in fact, need to. Okay, so I've done basically almost as much as I can with the resources I have. Yeah, I'm gonna have to chop up more mangrove. But this is what it's feeling like so far. I think it'll look cooler once I get the that ridge beam in as well. The nice thing here is I should be able to hang, since it's a full block, I should be able to hang a lantern underneath it, and it won't be like down in the walking space or whatever. And for the windows, I don't know if I'm gonna fill them with the fences, or if I'm just going to like sort of arch it and leave this one at the bottom here open, just to make sure you have plenty of visual room. But I like the first section being just a solid wall. I mean, this is way more reminiscent of the covered bridges I'm used to seeing. But since it's such a long bridge, I really do want to have some good views up and down the river. This is what it's looking like on the side, and honestly, I'm loving it. To me, this looks, pretty much perfectly what I would expect out of a covered bridge. Now, one thing I have considered, and it would save me on the mangrove, is using poplar logs here at the bottom. Now, usually the wood cladding does go, this far down to like, where the main, I guess it's not a truss, the main like structure of the bridge. Like the cladding usually does come all the way down. So that's why I did that. But I do wonder if visually it would look better to have the gray as I'm gonna have to do a section of that and see how it looks. Ugh. I don't know if I wanna take the time to do that. How much poplar do I have? Okay, I've got a little bit. You know what? Real quick, we'll do this. See how it looks, and then I'll probably off camera have to spend a long time chopping even more mangrove. Ooh, I can kind of already tell I don't like it. No, it looks better with the mangrove. I think it's because this texture is just too smooth. I don't know if this is one that the texture pack I'm using has gotten around to adjusting, or if this is the vanilla texture, but it's too smooth, whereas this actually looks like a log. I don't mind it so much in here. Honestly, if anything, I'd almost prefer these textures to be flipped, but I don't want to use more logs than I need to because I'm lazy. Yeah, okay. Let me rip this out and replace it with the mangrove. And I'm gonna have to cut away here for a moment or two and mine some more mangrove. Okay, as I walk back with a couple of things to finish off the bridge. I've got it mostly done. I'm still working out the windows, but I thought this looked really cool in the evening light here. Get you a little bit of a closer view. I still have to decide what all I'm doing here. But this is what it feels like inside. And I love it. To me, this feels nice and cozy. Now, I think, unlike in real life, I might end up putting in like little planters or something, you know, just to liven it up a little bit more. So here I have just fence, and I don't think I like it as much as I do this one. I think this just, you know, you get a better view of things. Ooh, let me sleep before too many things spawn. But yeah, I think I like it without that middle bottom fence. But I also tried with the trapdoors. I don't think... oh, you know what? That's funny. Because these are like that. The texture gets kind of offset. That's funny. I don't think I like this as much. It just feels too closed, and I really don't like how that looks on the inside. I don't think. I'm liking the fence post a little bit more. Let me get up here and you know, I chopped you down so these leaves would go away, and they're still here. And there, okay. I'm wondering if I should just raise the land up. That might be the most sensible thing. And then I don't have to worry about trying to come up with some weird step up into that. Let's get rid of that. Whoop, nope. Yeah, that'll have to go. And then, of course, I don't have any more shovel. As I've been collecting wood and all that, I've been slowly breeding up the cows. Probably not quite enough to slaughter them for their leather, which is very morbid. You know, I wish there was a more passive or you know, friendly way to get leather in this game, but I think the only other way is trading with villagers probably. So yeah, unfortunately. But you know, decent number of cows in there, and they are going in and out, which is what I wanted. But yeah, we'll maybe save that for another episode. But yeah, I'm. Ooh, let me get. Now I have torches on either side here. Like I said, I'll probably just put lanterns hanging down in the middle. But of course, I need one more of those to finish that. Of course, this tree will have to go, and I'll probably have to redo the landscape over here. Oh, Enderman. What, stealing blocks, huh? Oh, mushroom. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to redo the land over here a little bit. Push that hillside back. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I just sort of had an image in my head as to what I wanted, and luckily it worked out really well. I think I'm going to go ahead and swap these out for the fences. And then I think we will call it a day. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to work on next. The way my schedule is going to be here. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to record like both episodes on Saturday, which is today. The the little bit of a backlog I had went away very quickly, and then I was basically just like recording episodes like the day before they went up. But to make sure I have time for everything, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to record back to back. So I don't know what I'm gonna work on next, but it's ooh, I noticed whenever I was going in here, because my food is still in here. Never moved that to the storage room, but oh, I guess you don't really get a good view up here. I feel like you have a decent view down here on the balcony. Yeah. Oh, that looks wonderful. That looks just like, you know, what you would see for these covered bridges. You know, like I said, throughout the Northeast-ish. So if you're from a part of the U.S. that these aren't common, and to be fair, they're not common anymore for sure, but they used to be. And yeah, really like how that came out. I promise one day we will get to decorating the inside of that cafe. I built it so long ago, and yeah, still have not done anything with that. But now it'll be easier to get to and from. In any case, I'm just rambling here. So we will see you in the next episode, and I will figure out what on earth I'm going to do. So until then, have a good day.